Hey everyone. I know I said I wasn't going to make a video every day, and I wasn't going to make a video, but I ended up staying in Sonora, Texas at the Loves. I'm in the Loves parking lot, so if you hear some traffic, that's what it is, because that's where I'm at. And so I drove yesterday. I stopped here to stay overnight, and then this morning it was storming out. And then it got nice at the end of the day, or towards, like 1 o'clock. But then the winds were so high that I'm just waiting till tomorrow to leave. And so I've been here all day, and I just thought I would come on here and talk. And, from the beginning, I said that this whole journey was for me about my healing journey. And, again, I didn't expect this many people to follow me. And I was talking to Blind Views this morning. His name is Lonnie, and he's become a good friend of mine. And I was talking to him because of YouTube stuff. I'm like, oh, I don't know, when do you get paid and all this stuff. So he's been very helpful with that kind of stuff. And then I said to him, I'm like, well, I still don't understand why people are following me. And he said, well, Tracey, it's because you're vulnerable and you're real. And honestly, I thought that would be like a deterrent for why people would follow me. And especially, when I shared my video the other day, and I know only some people saw it before I put it as private, because I was being very vulnerable, and I thought even the people that saw it would be like, oh, you're just complaining, or, oh, because I was crying and stuff like that. And it was the total opposite. People were very nice to me, because I was getting some bad comments and stuff, and every YouTuber does, but I was just overwhelmed because I'm just getting into this, and to, like I said, unexpectedly having all these people following me. And my journey, so it's van life. It is adventures over 50 because I'm in a van, and so it's my adventures going on this trip to be by myself, to learn about me again, and to find what I want or what I need, or some self-care. Because if you haven't been with me from the beginning, I've had a lot of family pass away. I'm a caregiver. I help my mom. She's 92. My sister's in an assisted living home. She's only 68. She'll never get out. And, I help take stuff over to her. I take her out. And that's the only way that she gets out, is if I go over there and take her out. And she's young. She's one of the youngest ones in the assisted living home. And, but, I went from being a single mom since my daughter was 1 and taking care of her, to then, my dad was my sister was in hospice first. She was 42 when she passed away. Then my brother-in-law, then my dad, then my brother just a couple years ago. And after my daughter went off to college, I just needed to take time to rediscover myself. And a lot of you have written me and said you're in the same boat. And I think because my demographic is probably 50 and over, that you understand where I'm coming from. And I can't tell you how grateful that I am that people understand that journey. So the van is something that's part of it, and it's the external part, but it's more about the internal part that I'm trying to get to, heal, figure out. What is my life about, for me, without this other stuff that I have to take care of. And if you don't, like, I've always had like 6 jobs, so there was never any time to think about, you know, myself, to think about myself. And I know a lot of you are in that situation. And so I think that maybe that's what resonates. And here's the thing, this content for YouTube, for like my followers or my subscribers or whatever, isn't for everybody. But this is who I am, and this is what I want to share. So I never expected all these people to follow me. So if people quit following me because every once in a while I want to sit down and talk about like really introspective stuff, then I'm okay with that, because it was never supposed to be a job for me, or, you know, be a career, or be anything. I never thought about this. So, you know, being by myself today and really thinking about myself and talking to Lonnie and knowing that maybe some of you are trying to figure things out internally like I am, I just wanted to share tonight. And so I went to the National Academy of Speakers Association because, believe it or not, I'm actually an introvert. I know you would not believe that. I know you would not. But I'm an introvert who has learned to be an extrovert. And I feed off of like other people's energy, and it gets me excited to talk to other people and hear their stories. So I love when you guys share your stories with me, because I want that connection. I want that human connection. And if you've watched videos with my mom is just amazing. She's 92. She has studied, and if you knew my mom's backstory, and you know, when I go back in February after my surgery and I'm staying with my mom, we'll get to the nitty-gritty of what my mom has been through throughout her life, and how she's come out so positive and so fun and so young and so lively. But she studied every religion. And, you know, what we talk about is pretty deep. And we come back to, like, you know, there's a source. It's an energy. It's, you know, it's God. It's Buddha. It's, you know, whatever. It's all a collective. And it's love. Bottom line, that's just what it is. And I think a lot of us have lost that connection. We've forgotten that we're all human beings trying to get through life. Simple as that. So anyway, I went to the National Speakers Academy, and I, you know, gave some speeches. And the basis, well, when I would start, I would talk about the chances of you even being born. So I wrote this down, and the chances of being born are 1 in 400 trillion. So the chances that you're even here is 1 in 400 trillion. And then I looked it up tonight, the chances of you being born, and I found this. And it's from, I'm probably going to not say his name right, but Dr. Ali Benazir. And I'm going to need my glasses for this, to read this. And so he said, imagine there was one life preserver thrown somewhere in some ocean, and there is exactly one turtle in all of these oceans, swimming underwater somewhere. The probability that you came about and exist today is the same as that turtle sticking its head out of the water in the middle of that life preserver on one try. So imagine that like the chances of you even being on Earth is that small. Sorry, I'm taking off my shoes. So for you even to be here is a miracle. And you know, when I was at that church in Sedona with Donna, and I don't know what they call him, a pastor or whatever, and when he said, we forgot that we are magic, that went to the core of me. And honestly, that I think is part of my healing, even just to hear that. So to know that the chances of you even being here, you already are magic. And I think we forget that. And I think we forget that we're all here as humans trying to just get through this life. And a lot of you have written me your stories, and I love to hear your stories because, listen, if I'm going to have a platform, and you know, I'm not some guru, I'm just a gal looking for some healing, who bought a van to drive cross country, to do things that she's never done before, you know, have some fun along the way, do some adventures, see some friends, and try and just like remember that magic in me. And I have to believe that a lot of you, and like I said, a lot of you tell me your stories, that's where the connection comes. So, you know, if I post stuff like this every once in a while and I lose followers because, you know, this isn't the content that they want to see, then so be it. I never set out for this to be what it is on YouTube. And I think sometimes what I was trying to do in the beginning, you know, when I put that pressure on myself to start posting every day, that was coming from that grind that I was trying to get away from. You know, I've been a single mom since my daughter was 1. She's off to college now. I've been a caregiver. You know, my sister passed away at 42. My brother-in-law passed away, her husband, my dad, and my brother. They were all in hospice. And, you know, I would always, like, I remember when Chris was laying there, that's my sister, and I just thought to myself, I wonder what she wished she would have done, you know, while she was here, that she didn't do. Because maybe she didn't think she could do it, she didn't believe in herself, she didn't have the confidence. And when I was doing my life coaching, this, you know, a tagline or whatever it is came to me one time, and it was cultivate your confidence and create your dreams. Because I think a lot of times we just don't, I know a lot of you have said, I could never do what you're doing. And here's the thing, I know you could do what I'm doing, because I didn't think I could do what I'm doing. And I even can't believe sometimes, like when I'm laying in bed here, or like, you know, sharing, I even think to myself, how did I even get here? Like, how did I get to this point? Because I never thought I could. So I don't want you to think you're any different, because I never thought I could do this either, ever. And that's why I want you to know that you're no different than me. I'm no different than you. And people call me brave, but I am not brave. And I said this from the beginning, that it's out of fear that I'm doing this. Because I would see all these people, and I see my sister every week in the assisted living home at 68. She's been there since she was 62, and she's not getting out. And it's the fear of not doing it that made me do it. So it's out of fear. It wasn't out of being brave. I'm not brave. I'm fearful. If you've watched me, I have anxiety. I'm on anxiety medication. I don't like driving. Driving scares the crap out of me. I drove over a mountain, and now, like, I'm at this place, and I look back even to what I've done. I'm like, holy crap, Tracey, I can't believe you did that. And that's the thing, is that, when I was sitting in my house, not thinking I could do this, and now I'm out doing it. And I want to make sure, sorry, my heater is on. So sorry if you can hear that. That you're more capable and powerful than you even realize. And listen, I'm not, like I said, trying to be some guru. I'm not trying to sell you anything. But if I'm going to have people following me, I can't do it just doing it, showing you me seeing different things in the van. I will show you that. But for me, it's more about what's in here that's coming out that I want you to know than me reaching different destinations and doing those things. Oh, good. Turned off. So it's more about an internal thing than an external thing. The van is external. All the stuff is external. You know what I mean? All the crap I got rid of, all that. And people fear that. People fear getting rid of stuff. People have asked me what I've been reading, and I just want to show you, I got this book, No Horizons is So Far. When I left, I have a bunch of books, just like my mom. I like to read. I like books. I like to hold them in my hand. I like to turn the pages. I like to read them. And this is two women and their historic journey across Antarctica. And one of them is from Minnesota. And I got two books. Another lady, kind of the same thing. She does dog sledding. I don't know why I was attracted to those, but I just wanted to get books about women. So I sold my books back, and then I ended up paying more for buying two books than I did for what I got, returning books I had and selling them back. But I thought other people should enjoy them. And then another one, I just picked this up. I like fiction and nonfiction, and this is called Wish You Were Here. And I just want to read you the foreword to both of these. So from this one, I got this at Target. It says, I gotta use my glasses. According to Darwin's Origin of Species, it is not the most intellectual of the species that survives. It is not the strongest that survives, but the species that survives is the one that is able to best adapt and adjust to the changing environment in which it finds itself. And then from this one, No Horizon is So Far. Every expedition has a reckoning point, the moment when an adventurer must navigate her own inner tumult and find strength to continue. Sometimes discovering the will to go on is not a single event, but an equation that must be calculated with each footfall on a given trek. The true journey of any expedition is the journey of the mind. Navigating that terrain depends not on physical skill or muscle, but on character. Where one finds that hidden reserve of motivation is a litmus test of human nature. Does it come from the thirst for fame, love of family, or competition, or from the beauty of the very terrain that might prove deadly? Because the will to continue isn't about choosing reasons to take the next 100 steps. It's about connecting with the forces that gives one's life meaning, that which one values above all else. Success on an expedition, as in life, isn't about brute strength or even endurance, but resilience, the ability to remind oneself over and over of the joy of living, even amid the greatest hardship. So, I mean, that's it. That we're all just, we wanna live this life. And, I know I've lived out of fear. We're afraid of dying, but what's dying if we don't live? And given the fact that, we were, the chances 1 in 400 trillion, that what are we here for then, if it isn't to live our life and take those chances? Because, spoiler alert, we're all gonna die. So, yeah. So that was it. Very deep tonight. Sorry. This is just, I love to laugh. And if you get my sense of humor, you get my sense of humor. I am very I love sarcasm, and it's mostly about myself. I love deadpan humor, and that comes from my family. If you've watched me talking to my mom, when we would be together at holidays, it's so loud because we're all talking and we're all cackling. We laugh we cackle. And I would love to be a fly on the wall at some of our holidays, and I won't be there this year. And here's the thing, it's not like it was anyway, and that's the thing, a lot of our family has passed away, and I'm fairly young, I'm 56, and it'll never be like it was. But everything becomes a new normal, and you just adapt. And that's what it is. It's not about being strong, it's not about being intellectual. It's just about adapting to life as it flows. And that's what I'm doing, and that's what this is teaching me. Being in the van is teaching me to live moment to moment, making decisions along the way. And even when I made videos about people leaving negative comments, it's another lesson for me that was my ego being hurt. And I don't know if you believe this, but your ego has to die, because my ego isn't me. It's an internal job. Your ego is an external thing that, when people say negative things to you, the core of you. You know yourself. You know if you're a good person or not. And I know, looking back, it's perspective. People are doing the best that they can. And a lot of those people, when you try to change yourself, how hard it is. I'm going to start a diet. I'm going to lose 20 pounds. I'm starting on Monday. And then on Monday, eat carrots for breakfast. And then you eat a tub of ice cream for dinner. And you're like, oh, I'll start tomorrow. So trying to change ourselves is hard enough. Trying to change someone else is impossible. We all have to start with ourselves first. And just know that, this is what we're responsible for. I'm not responsible for somebody else. I'm responsible for me. And so that has been one of the lessons so far that I've learned. That, negative comments, they're always going to come, especially when you put yourself out there and you're vulnerable. But that's not on me. And so it's a big lesson that I've already learned. I've only been out not even 6 weeks. And so, like I said, I would be remiss if I use this platform, for people following me. I don't care if people unsubscribe from me. I'm not here for fame or money. That was never my intention when I left. It was to work on myself internally. So if I lose that, it was never mine to begin with. It was never my goal or my motivation. And so, so that's it. That's what I'm sharing tonight. So, this won't always be the content, but tonight I just felt like sharing that. And hopefully, even if it resonates with a couple people, I'm happy with that. And those will be the people that stick with me, who every once in a while want to hear, that kind of stuff, where I'm at with my own journey, and I'm just sharing that. So, okay, you know the deal. Go out and make an adventure, because that it's just by happenstance that you were born. You're lucky. And you know what? Truly, well, I'll say first, go out and make an adventure. Because we aren't here just to sit in our houses and die, like Bruce said when I met him along the way. And that the pastor said, we forgot we're magic. And you, my friend, and me are definitely magic, because we had a 1 in 4 trillion chance of being here. So, okay, back to normal content. I already have my video for Monday, and it's just traveling, and I talk about the pros and cons of van life. So again, the van is external. I'm working on myself internally. So if you don't want to come along this journey of me finding myself and talking about this kind of stuff, then you are just welcome to not follow me. And I'm fine with that. So, okay. Don't forget, you're magic, okay? Don't forget it. Okay. I will see you on Monday.